Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Cody and I'm back here for another video. But before I do the video, I would like to make an announcement. I have just reached over 500 subscribers. I think I'm at 503 now, and it's really awesome. And I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching my videos, for subscribing, and for sharing my videos around to other YouTubers and getting my name out there. It really means a lot. And you know, my channel would not be where it is now if it wasn't for you guys. So, you know, this really means a lot to me, and I appreciate everyone's support. You know, you guys are awesome for always, doing this for me, and it really means a lot. And you know, it feels really good. You know, I love YouTube. I always have, and you know, ever since I started it, I never thought that my channel would grow as big as it has. But even back when I first started in 2012 was when I started my channel. It took forever for me to even get just a few subscribers. So to be up there at over 500, it really means a lot. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. You know, without you guys, you know, I don't think I'd get as far as I am. So thank you all so much. So to celebrate 500 subscribers, I wanted to do something different and something special for this video. And so today, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite classic Disney films. Now, just like so many other kids, who grew up with Disney, I've always loved the classic Disney. You know, they put out so many timeless cartoons that so many people have grown up with, and, these cartoons have become parts of people's lives and have affected them in so many ways. And, you know, that's what's great about Disney is they've been around for so long, and people absolutely, people just love Disney. And like me, I'm a huge fan of Disney. And when I was younger, I would always watch, my favorite cartoons or animated films were from Disney. And, they're always, like I said, always put out timeless films. And so I thought it'd be a fun idea to talk about my top 10 favorite ones. And feel free to let me know down below what are your guys' top 10's favorite Disney films. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go and get started. Now, most of the Disney films that you're going to see is mostly centered around, centered for boys. So, there's not going to be any, any princess type films. So, no Cinderella or no nothing like that or anything like that. However, there is one Disney movie that I love that is about, well, there's two actually that are about Disney princesses, but I will, I'll get to those when I get to them. But for the most part, they're mostly just going to be the ones that were made mostly for a more of a boy audience. But like this first one right here at my number 10, I have Hercules. I've always really enjoyed this one. There was some pretty good funny moments in this one and a lot of great characters in it. And just the actual character, well, not the character, the actual person, Hercules, has always been I've always been interested in him as well. I think he's a great, just a great, character. And this is a really good classic Disney one. I remember even talking about Hercules in school and stuff like that, and just thinking he was just such a cool, just a big, bold guy that could, just, really just take down anything, and was just a strong guy. And I guess he's kind of like, he's a character that I think young boys would look up to as like a hero type. I never did. I never really looked up to him as a hero, but the actual, the actual person I was really interested in, and this was a pretty good movie, I must say. So it's one of my personal favorites. And I also love, like I said, all the characters. Next one right here, we have Aladdin, which I think is in everyone's top 10 favorite Disney films. Robin Williams, rest in peace, he was absolutely amazing as a genie. And, I absolutely love this character. I remember before I even watched this movie, I just saw the trailers for the sequels to it, and really loving the really loving Robin Williams' character. And this is just such an amazing film, right here, Aladdin. I'm not really going to talk too much about any of the Let me move that. I'm not really going to talk too much about the movies because I'm sure everybody has mostly seen these. I'm just going to, show them off and, just say a little thing about them. Now the next one is Oliver and Company. And this was one movie that my cousin used to have when he was younger. And he also had a cat who he named Oliver. And it was the same type of cat as Oliver in the movie. And, he ended up growing old and he's no longer around, but, he was a striped, just a red and, an orange and white cat, a striped orange cat, and, I always loved this movie. It's always been one of my favorites. I love the characters in it, especially the little dog Tito right there, really annoying, yuppie dog he always reminded me of the dog, I don't think, it's not the same dog, but he always kind of reminded me of the Taco Bell Chihuahua dog. Yeah, he is the same dog, but, yeah, I always loved that. I always loved those commercials when they used to have them. And it's got some cool characters, and it's like, it's great music by, Billy Joel, Ben Miller, and Huey Lewis. Great soundtrack. Especially like the song, Why Should I Worry? Why Should I Care? The next one, now when I was younger, I absolutely loved Winnie the Pooh. And this was sort of the movie that sort of started at it. My mom loves the cartoons as well. She even has like a Winnie the Pooh handbag that she would carry around. And I used to have the original book that the Winnie the Pooh is based off of. And this is sort of it's a collection of three cartoons plus a behind the scenes featurette on how Winnie the Pooh was created. But it's the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now this is true classic Disney. Definite cartoon characters I grew up watching, of course you got Winnie the Pooh, who's a lovable, kind of clumsy character. Rabbit is always getting mad at him for getting in his carrot patch. And then Tigger, who's just incredibly excited. Tigger always kind of reminded me of me, because when I was younger I was really excited a lot. So Tigger always reminded me of myself a little bit. And Christopher Robin and Eeyore, my aunt loves the character Eeyore because he's so gloomy and so sad all the time. And Piglet. And I noted the little kangaroo's name is Roo, but I cannot remember the mother's name. The mother kangaroo. I cannot remember her name, but yeah. And my favorite short is probably the honey tree. When he gets stuck in the, trying to get the honey. That's always been just a classic. Now this next one, some people might consider this a more modern Disney film because it was done by Pixar, but this was one of the first movies that they did. I think, was it the first? I can't remember if this was the first one that Disney and Pixar did together, but it was Toy Story. Now I think this is one of everyone's favorites. First off, you got great, actors, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, two just great actors right there doing the voices. You got so many different amazing characters and such great moments in this. And of course you got the amazing music from Randy Newman. You got a friend in me. And I always loved probably one of my favorite scenes is when they get out of Andy's room and they go to that big place with like the pizza truck and stuff like that. I forget the name of the place, but that was always probably one of my favorite scenes. And this was actually one of the first Pixar movies I ever saw. So this was the first movie I ever saw of this type of animation. And I think the first one I ever saw was Ants. I'd say Ants was probably the first one I saw with this type of animation. So I really remembered it just because I've never seen that animation before. So yeah, it's Toy Story. The next one, we have Bambi. I think everybody remembers this one. It's just a beautiful movie. I mean, you can't really describe it in any other way. Just the scenes of the woods, the forest. It's so perfectly done, and it's just so well detailed and everything. And of course, you got the great characters like Bambi. Then you got Thumper and Flower and Owl. It's just absolutely amazing. And this was there's actually a couple of scenes in this movie that really used to creep me out when I was a kid, like the scene when the two deer fight, when Bambi and the other male deer fight, and the way that it's lit, of how it goes dark and then there's a light shine on them. I always used to get kind of creeped out by that scene when I was a kid. But yeah, This is definitely one of, if not Disney's greatest film, probably. And now this is the first of two sort of princess type films. You know, I was never into princess stuff. I mean, of course I was a boy, so I wasn't into that, you know, when I was a little kid. But I always enjoyed the characters for this one and the next one I'm going to show. The first one is the Little Mermaid. And I guess you could call this sort of a, it's not really a princess character because she doesn't really become a, well, she does at the end, but I just love this movie. You know, when I was a kid, I always used to love anything underwater, and there's a lot of really, really cool characters in this. Of course, Sebastian, the crab, which when I was a kid, when I was born, my mom wanted to name me Sebastian, but I think my dad was worried that people would say that she named me after this movie, even though she wasn't. She was going to name me after Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. But yeah, again, great movie, and it's got the great song, you know, Under the Sea. So yeah, top favorite one. And the next one, which is another type of girly, kind of a girly movie, but this was probably the first Disney movie I ever saw. It was the earliest one I saw. I think I saw this one, and then I saw Bambi after it, I think. But for number 3 is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Absolutely another true classic and one of Disney's, you know, greatest films. And it's just such a beautiful movie. So many great characters. Again, the evil queen in it really creeped me out as a kid. But I always used to think that the face in the mirror, like I always used to think that it was creepy, but it was also really cool to me. And I would love to have I used to think as a kid it would be cool to have a mirror that was somebody was inside of it, like a spirit or something telling you different things. But yeah, another classic movie right here. Alright, and now my number 2 spot is probably one of Disney's most light-hearted films. It's one that, when I was younger, I used to think was so funny. It's one of their funniest classic films, 101 Dalmatians. Again, another one classic movie that I'm sure everybody has seen. I absolutely love this. Of course, Cruella de Vil was one of the most popular evil villains in you know, Disney films, but she never scared me or anything like that. I was never creeped out by her. But yeah, this was just, again, classic movie, classic characters, and everything. And my number 1 pick, which is one I've talked about a lot, I went to go see this movie when it was re-released in theaters in 3D with my mom, and it really blew me away. The Lion King. I really can't say anything else about this movie that people haven't already said. It's my favorite Disney movie. It's a classic one. So many classic characters, classic songs. Some of the most heartbreaking moments, you know, in a Disney movie, and it's just you know, it's definitely one of the greatest animated films of all time. So my number 1 is The Lion King. And anyway, guys, that is it. That's my top 10 favorite Disney films. I do plan to sometime do a whole video just showing off all of my Disney movies in my collection. And as you can see, they're all VHSs, and that's mostly because I just haven't really upgraded any to DVD or Blu-ray. Mostly because they're really expensive. You know, it's kind of hard for me to spend, you know, $25 on a Blu-ray. That's how much I see them go for in the stores. And then they do, of course, from the vault, they bring movies out and put them back. So at the end of it, it just seems kind of easier for me to just watch the tapes, you know, because I have them and you can get them at Goodwill for $1 or so, you know. But, you know, I do plan on doing a video showing off all my Disney films. So let me know what you guys think about the ones I showed off, and let me know what is your favorite Disney movie. I would love to know. Anyway, guys, thanks to everybody for watching, and thank you all once again for getting me past 500 subscribers. It means a lot, and I really can't thank you guys enough. So, thank you all. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone is having a good week, and I will see you all next time.